The airdrop trend is steadily shifting to the fresh Solana ecosystem, in contrast to the same Ethereum. After all, the Solana airdrop project Jito recently appeared, giving away $15,000 to each wallet. And those who now start pumping Solana wallets can be among the first to be able to make good money. And now I'm gonna give you the complete step-by-step tutorial for getting a guaranteed airdrop from the most promising Solana ecosystem projects. I've come up with a strategy for us with the help of which we'll be able to use the same amount of money simultaneously on 4 different Solana projects. And this way to save some money, so that we can use it, for example, to create more wallets for this activity. Now I'm gonna tell you what projects we're gonna exploit. These are Drift, Marginfi, Kamino, Parcl, and Tensor. These are the most popular Solana ecosystem projects right now, which don't have a token yet and which also have their own point system, which means that their airdrops are essentially confirmed. The first thing we need to do is to allocate the amount to each of our individual wallets, so the amount that's gonna be enough for the minimum airdrop. Why? Because if we look at the airdrop from the very Solana project Jito, which gave out $15,000 in tokens on each wallet, we'll see that its airdrop is divided into tiers, namely into 10 tiers, where for getting into the first tier it was enough to gain only 100 points, and for this they already gave 5,000 tokens, that is $15,000. And for getting into the second tier, it was necessary to gain dozens of times more points, namely from 969 to 5,714. For this, they gave only 7,000 tokens or $20,000, which is not that big of a difference from $15,000. And of course, it's logical it would be better to make 50 accounts with 100 points on each and get $15,000 on each account at the same expenses than try to pump one account with 5,000 points and get only $20,000 on that very account. And that's the reason we should allocate the minimum amount for one wallet. There's no point for it to exceed the minimum airdrop criteria. And in this way, I recommend to allocate at least $500 for the wallet from which we're gonna participate in our projects. This is due to the fact that this amount will be slightly distributed across all projects. However, it will still be used as efficiently as possible. The first thing we need to do is to start Solana wallet. It can also be Phantom or Solflare. Links to all these projects will be in my Telegram channel, the link you're gonna find in the description. Then replenish the wallet with Solana coins. For paying the commission, we're gonna need about 0.2 Solana, which is approximately $20. And like I said, we're gonna need 500 USDC. Then we open the first project, which is called Drift. It's a futures DEX for trading with leverage. Connect wallet, click deposit, choose USDC, put 2 check marks here, one of which is the approval to write off 0.05 Solana, in other words, $5 for an account creation. Go to the trade menu and select the first item for leverage trading. On the trading page, the leverage can be changed with the help of this bar, and of course, the higher the leverage, the higher the risks, especially considering that by default we have a Solana trading page here, which is quite volatile asset. There are also less risky assets on the site, such as Ethereum and even Bitcoin. But in any case, I would not recommend using more than 5x leverage, especially if you have no experience in this type of trading. If you're planning to have more than one, at least 2 wallets for this thing, then of course be sure to open mirror trades for the same amounts. That is, you open a long on one account and on the second account short. This way you're not going to lose money, this way we don't risk, we're not going to lose money, and at the same time we increase the volume of trading to get airdrop. Let's do this. We open a trade to Bitcoin, select a long position, market order so that the transaction immediately open with 5x leverage. And click on this green button at the bottom. And click on the same button on the pop-up window. And I do the same thing at the same time on our second account, but here I'm opening a short. Now to see our open position, we have to switch from the balance tab to the position tab. After keeping it for a while, we close it by clicking on close. We select market and confirm once again. Now we can see the volume and amount of money we just traded. To do this, go to the overview section. Then go to Portfolio, and here we can see that to get the minimum airdrop criteria, we're gonna need volume of $10,000. So we open a few more trades with 5x leverage to fulfill this condition. After making $10,000 of volume, I withdraw the entire deposited amount. I do it only for a while to use it in other projects, after which I'll return part of the amount back here, because in addition to the volume, we need to make transactions in a sufficient number of different days, as well as to have something on the balance, otherwise there is a risk that our account will not be awarded. Links to all these projects will be in my Telegram channel, the link you're gonna find in the description. The second promising project is called Parcl, and it has $11 million of investments, in particular from Coinbase, whose projects often give away airdrops. The essence of this project is that by using it, you can trade real estate in the United States. Parcl was launched just recently and has gained liquidity of $35 million from the start. And all because it has an incentive reward program which immediately attracted users. It's not clear how many points are given for activity, but it's better to start doing it now before all the points are distributed. So we go via the link, connect wallet, and click Next. Choose the trading menu on the right side, come up with an account name. Agree and create. And here we need to deposit our USDC. Pay attention that this withdrawal takes up to 24 hours, so in this case you'll need to take a 24-hour break between these next projects. After confirming the deposit, you may see an error, but the deposit itself should count, you just need to reload the page. Afterwards, in the portfolio window that opens, click on Activate Account Points and confirm. Now enter the referral section and enter the referral code here. The code is TokenPro, written in small letter in one word. This will give you the opportunity to farm 5% more points. Then we go to the points section, and here we see that for adding stablecoins, we'll receive 3 points to the liquidity pool per day for each dollar, while for conducting a trade transaction, we will receive 1 point for each dollar. At first sight, it may seem that adding to the liquidity is easier and more effective, but it only seems. And the fact is that the transactions here are opened with leverage, and for one transaction on which you can spend up to 1 minute, you'll be able to make points twice as much as for the whole day of adding USDC here in liquidity. And the transaction fees here are very small, and the volatility of assets is low. But the most important thing is that in case of adding USDC to liquidity, the time of its withdrawal is around a month. And after you activate a withdrawal, the points will no longer participate in farming in this 30-day period. Therefore, trading here is much more efficient. Let's open a trade. I open a trade with maximum leverage, which is almost 6x leverage. And we can do this for the amount where for each dollar I get the same number of points, while for a day of adding to the liquidity I would get less than a half. To close the position, just click on the minus. I select 100% and close. And now we can see that for opening and closing the transaction I spent pennies. I don't know if this project divides airdrops into tiers, or if the rewards will be directly proportional to the number of points earned, but you can do the following. You can farm 10,000 points on each of your accounts. This way, in case of tier systems, you're gonna pass everywhere by the minimum criteria. But if you have extra money, then create another account where you can deposit a larger amount, for example, $2,000, and open 100 trades to farm up to 1 million points while spending about $500 in commissions. Also, if you're looking for a reliable exchange, I'd like to recommend Bybit, where you'll get a bonus when you register. The link will be in the description. The third project is a lending platform, Marginfi. We go via the link, go to the lend section. Here we see 2 tabs. The first one where we put all our USDC. We do this. After that, in the borrow tab, we can borrow something. In return, we borrow USDT. As you can see, the maximum amount we can do this for is of course less than the amount we have pledged, and it doesn't exceed 75%. For this reason, I strongly recommend borrowing 50–60% in case there is a short-term deviation of the stablecoin rate, at which a liquidation could trigger. In the search tab, we can see how many points we get. For each dollar left as collateral, we're credited 1 point. And for each borrowed dollar, we get 4 points. The fourth project is Kamino. the same platform as the previous one. Go to the link and connect the wallet. In the Borrow Land section, we found our USDT, since our money now is in USDT. Click Supply and deposit the entire amount. After that, we borrow USDC. Here they can lend up to 80% of the original amount, but we follow the risk management and borrow 60%. There's an information in the Discord of the project that you're gonna get more points if you leave Solana as a collateral rather than stablecoin. I'm not doing this because altcoins have increased volatility, which means there will be an increased risk of liquidation. My goal is to meet the minimum criteria of airdrop. After using Kamino, we're left with the borrowed money taken from it. Here we divide this amount in half and deposit it into our first two projects, Drift and Parcl, to firstly continue opening trades to increase the number of active trading days, and secondly so that the balance is not empty, because at the time of snapshot its availability can also be taken into account. The fifth project on Solana is Tensor. It's very similar to Blur in its functionality, and there's exactly the same system of rating points, so airdrop will be secured, that's for sure. The fact is that now the third season of the farming program is coming to the finale, and it's not known whether they're going to be the fourth one, and besides, here you still need to learn how to farm points, and by the way, you have to spend time every day on the marketplace. This can turn out to be the wasted time if there's no fourth season, so let's do it this way. If the fourth season starts, I'll write about it in my Telegram. Perhaps I can make a separate video about it. Links to all the projects you can find in my Telegram. The link will be in the description. I hope this video was helpful and see you in the next videos.